Hello, everyone. I'm back. And for this week's interview, I have Marcel Dupree on. He is the writer, editor, and publisher of Evolutionary Publishing. And we're here to talk about Seeing Red and some of his other projects like Vitita that I had the opportunity to read, and that was amazing. So I present to you guys Marcel Dupree. And I
Hello.
butchered it.
You did okay. You did okay. It's hard. It's a hard name.
So do you want to just tell everyone the name of your company here? Your
Yes, it's yeah. I even kind of why it's Italian. It's but it was already taken.
You're cutting out a little bit, Marcel.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right. So I want to call it Evolution Comics. That was already taken. So since I was working with a bunch of artists, the Italian word for evolution, which is evoluzione. So yeah,
So that's how you came up with it. And you are the writer, editor, and publisher.
Yes, I do everything. Wear all the hats.
What is your favorite role you have?
Publisher.
Publisher. Why publisher?
Yeah. This is easier. I just have to think of the plan, execute the business plan. With writing, I'm putting myself out there, especially because a lot of my comics involve my personal. The characters are taken from my. That's kind of awkward there sometimes. But yeah, publisher is my favorite role.
So publisher is your favorite role. And as publisher, what do you do? So you're doing the behind the scenes stuff. So what are you doing?
I find the talent. I pay the talent. I upload the projects to all of our distribution. So Gumroad, Comixology, Indie Planet. I set things up the printer. I go over fulfillment. I see everything. And I work on the marketing, the sales, all that stuff.
So you have a lot of knowledge of the field of comics. What got you into comics? What made you want to take on this many roles in comics?
I thought that I could bring something different ideas. And I was kind of nervous about going to another publisher. You basically have to put up all the money yourself, and they give them a cut of your IP just to print it. So I was like, I can just do it all myself. It's a harder road, but it's worth it. I can do all my IP still.
Yeah, and you get to keep all your IP. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain that for anybody that doesn't understand what an IP is? Because I think that's important. I feel that a lot of that needs to be talked about that more. How important it is that creators get to own their own IPs.
Yeah, so IP is intellectual property. So any idea you come up with for a story is your intellectual property. The characters that you create are your intellectual property, and that's how you make your money, through ownership. You can license out the property, sell the rights to the property, anything done with the property, any drawings that are sold, right? That you collect money from off of that, because you own the property.
So when you're doing your editor gig with your company here, right? When you're not writing, when you're doing your editing gig, are you editing artwork? Are you editing mainly the writing? What is it that you're editing, or are you doing a little bit of both?
With writing, I tend to let the writers do what they want.
Okay.
So it's mainly art, colors. Sometimes the writing, like certain writers want me heavily involved. Okay. Some writers don't. So with the writers that don't, I just let them hang their stuff basically. Most of the time it works out. They're actually really talented.
And what was the first project that you ever worked on? Like, what was the first project you ever worked on when you were starting all of this up?
I kind of messed up and started a bunch of projects at once.
Yeah.
But the first project, yeah, I was working on like 5 different books at once,
You're a
and
Spencer
out of
then.
those,
That's like a death curse thing. Spencer is very working on everything at once.
yeah, I don't advise it at all. Out of those 5 books, one went to another publisher called Arcana. The book's named Punch Drunk.
Yeah.
I edited that. It's written by Joshua Metzger, so that's basically the first project that was actually completed that I worked on. But the first Evolutionary project, it was Knight, Armor One, Delilah Blast, all of them at the same time.
Yeah, and some of those will be up on the website when I pull it up, I'm sure, when I go to screen share.
Yes.
So we'll take a
All
look
the
at
ones I
those
mentioned,
definitely.
all the ones I mentioned except for Punch Drunk, 'cause that's another publisher. That's by Arcana, but you can get it on Comixology.
So I discovered you because of Ventita. And you actually sent me that, and I read it, and I fell in love with it. I thought it was so unique. I'm actually going to pull up the Indiegogo you have here for it, because I just thought it was phenomenal, and it was such a different kind of vampire story. And when I read it, I just was like, what? That I was not expecting that. That threw me for a loop. It was very unique when it comes to a vampire story, I felt. Give me
Thank
one
you.
second. I'm going to share the screen here. Let me, oh, my internet is being slow. Give me one second. I'm going to stop my camera for 1 second so I can share the screen.
Okay.
Share screen. Here we go. I'm going to share this, and I'm going to pop my face back up here. All right. So, Betita, do you want to talk about this project here? So it is in demand.
Yes, we're really late with that one. We had issues with the colorists, and then now we're having issues with printing. But people will be given free comics. Your book will ship with a free comic if you get physical. If you get digital, I'll send it out to you tomorrow morning. So this is a vampire book by myself, Joshua Metzger, Garaj Shavesta. It's hard to pronounce. He's from India. He's a cool dude. Colors are by Chuck Michael Obach and Arthur. Can't pronounce his last name either. He's not on the page. He's in the cover for Chuck. This is a 48, no, it's actually 58-page graphic novel. It's supposed to be 48 pages. We kind of extended it. We had more story to tell. And it's the first graphic novel in a series of graphic novels. It's about a young woman named Luna. Her mom dies, and at her mom's funeral, she finds out that her mom is part of a group of vampire hunters, and she takes her mom's spot, which means she has to become a Veteta, which is you have all the powers of a vampire, but none of the weakness. The way you become a Veteta is you bathe in the blood of vampires that the Veteta have killed.
Oh yeah, and that's awesome because I read it. So I mean, and I just want to say the page here that I'm showing of the comic on the left-hand side of the screen, that is really, that art drew me in. I loved that.
Thank you.
I thought that was amazing. I love blood. I love action. I love gore. And I mean, everyone likes to look at a gorgeous woman in comics.
Yes,
Let's be real here.
I agree.
So
With Veteta, we try to mix action with emotion.
yeah,
We want to have emotion at the heart of all of our stories. So basically, the emotional part is a young woman trying to build a relationship with her mom who's already dead through experiencing what her mom experienced.
Yeah, I kind of I felt that when I read it.
Basically,
I felt that. If that's what you were trying to convey with this story, I definitely felt that. And this was, I mean, I can't get the whole screen in here, guys, but this is what I was talking about. Here is my, there we go. It's this panel here. I loved this. I just thought this was so awesome. I mean, who doesn't want to see a beautiful woman with a sword that just kicks some ass? And I love to I'm looking at all the perks on the side here. We'll get back to that in a minute because I want to scroll down just so people can see what some of the interiors of this book is. It's interesting here to me, the style of this vampire that she's fighting. You ever heard of like Doc Navad?
no, I have not.
Like an Armenian style vampire kind of.
Okay.
But it also looks like some of the vampires I've heard about from South America where they have the long tongues, kind of like, Strain kind of did that a little bit here. And then
Yeah.
this is Luna here, who is the main character.
Yes. With her dad, who wants to keep her away from being a Vitessa. But, her mom and her dad decided that they don't want Luna to live that life.
I mean, who would? That's a dangerous life. I don't think anyone
Yeah.
would want their child doing that stuff. So I thought it was interesting here. All of your perks, you named them all after vampire movies. Interesting.
Yeah. We tend to do that with our perks. We give them names based on movies within the genre that they're in.
And then this is
For
your
this one,
favorite perk here.
yeah, that's my favorite perk because I like the artwork for the print. Tornes did a great job on that piece.
Yeah.
So you get a metal print and you get the book and the PDF.
I think that's awesome. Give me 1 second to scroll down a little bit here. So then you have the PDF here.
Yes.
From Dusk Till Dawn. Interview with the Vampire. So this is the physical. Is this a physical copy? Was this a physical copy
No,
here?
no. The interview with the vampire is
What's that?
it's the Lux PDF. So
Okay.
the Lux PDF contains the script, line art, and the colors.
Oh, all right. Then here we have the physical copy and the PDF. Here,
Yes.
let the right one in.
Which is a great movie.
That is a great movie. But which version? The American version or
No.
Okay, I was just thinking. I was just checking. I've seen them both, so.
Yeah, I've seen them both too. I don't really like the American version.
So then we have Nosferatu the Vampire here. This is this a print here with
Yeah,
the PDF and
the
obviously the
physical
physical
copy.
issue?
Yeah.
And then Only Lovers Left Alive, Let Alive.
That
So
is a
what is
variant
this one
cover.
here? Okay, the variants here.
Yeah, the variant cover is done by I forgot his last name, but it's a guy named Bruno. He was supposed to draw the book. He had to drop out. So we
Okay.
already had his cover. So we decided to use that as a variant.
Oh. And then we have another variant here with the
Yes.
PDF. So you had several variants here.
Yeah.
So basically, pick a cover, any cover you like. We will
Yeah.
supply it. And then Shadow of the Vampire. So we have I can't show the nudity on YouTube, but
No.
we have the explicit cover. And it's everything with the explicit cover, correct?
Yes.
Because they'll kick us right off of YouTube for showing titty. So
Which is weird because they have yoga it, on YouTube, hot yoga, and you
yeah.
can't show art.
What?
Makes no sense. Yeah. They
I
have
know.
new. Yeah.
I I didn't know about that at all. So we have Blood for
They have.
Dracula here.
Mhm.
And then What We Do in the Shadows, which is all 4 covers. What is the Blood for Dracula perk?
That one I need to delete that. Thank you for reminding me.
Okay.
You got to be. It's a cameo in the book. So since the book's done, we can't do that anymore. But
Oh,
people,
okay.
yeah, but several people are in the book.
All right. And then this is all sold out.
Yeah.
So let's get out of this. I have a nice booty on my screen right now.
And you get a free print. It
And
comes
you
with
get a
that
free
print as
print.
well.
And this is in demand.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. So let's get to the project you are here to talk about tonight.
Awesome.
Actually, let's go to the project before that. Should we? That would make
Okay.
more sense,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you're
Okay.
already on that on the site.
Yeah, I'm already there. So give me 1 second. I have to stop this camera for a second so I can do this here. And let me screen share. So it must feel great to own all these different IPs. I just want to say.
Yes, it does.
Because there's a lot that you can do like easily. I don't know if you were trying to go into the TV world with some of this stuff, but I
Someone,
definitely could see you taking some of these comics and translating them into a television series or a short film.
some we, some we have that in mind for it, and some we just for just to be comics. Like LaFay, our most popular title. When I came up with that idea, I thought it could be a cool TV show. Most of the stuff I just think comics, and if anything else happens, that's cool.
Hmm. So this is Seeing Red crossover with the Three Thorns.
Yes.
All right.
So we crossed over our two popular fantasy titles, Seeing Red and Three Thorns. Three Thorns you can only get in our anthology series, Freaky Tales, which is also in in demand right now.
Okay.
So basically, Ella from Seeing Red was hunting down a witch. The witch, the witch is trying to destroy all reality. Sorry, and the Three Thorns accidentally bring them into their realm. And so now the Three Thorns and Ella have to team up to stop this witch from destroying both of their worlds.
So it's
Um,
very, very fantasy. I mean,
yeah,
Seeing Red from the looks of it was very fantasy, very Norse inspired. The character from Seeing Red here.
yeah.
So
And
this is lots of
the Three
action.
Thorns, yeah. Three Thorns is a high fantasy. They have magic. They transform. They have dragon powers. Yeah. So a bunch of high fantasy stuff. Sorry, my dog's barking. Delilah. Shh.
It is totally all right. I mean, sometimes I have a cop car coming by, people yelling in the street, dog barking, that's nothing. So, and this one here too, this is in demand as well, correct?
Yes. Yes, this is a one shot, 30 pages of story. 32-page comic, 30 pages of story. Script is by Guido Martinez. Art is by Ario Moultrie. He does all the art.
Okay.
We
I
are
like this
halfway
one
done.
here.
Yeah. We're halfway done with the art. We plan to be done by the end of October.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, we went a little too fast there. I'm sorry. Let me go back up. Oh, I guess I didn't. My internet skipped on me. We have this cute kind of cat dragon thing. That is adorable. I don't
Thank
know
you.
what that is. That is adorable. Is that a cat dragon?
It's
It's a
a
dog
Yorkie dragon.
dragon? I'm like, what is
A
that? It is
Yorkie dragon.
cute.
Yeah,
It is cute.
we came up with that to try to get women into the book more. A cute little animal mascot.
I mean, that works. That definitely works. I mean, I was interested. I was like, what is that? That's adorable. I mean, I don't see why women wouldn't be into this book though, because it looks like you have some strong female action characters. I mean, it's not what I like about this too is you're not like pushing it as a strong female character. They just are strong female characters. You can tell by the action that they are. They're
Yes.
also very sexy too. And you can be sexy and strong. And I think
Yes.
that's important.
I do too. I don't know why people don't seem to get that you can be sexy and strong. It's not an either or type of thing. You can be both.
You can be both. Exactly. And I love that each girl has a different look too.
Thank you.
I'm just scrolling down here before we go over the perks real quick.
Okay.
We have a fireball going on. We have great boobs here in this panel. I'm a boob person. Everyone knows it.
And,
You had your day one print here, which whoever back day one, I'm assuming, is getting this.
yeah. Yes.
Some nice black and white, clean line work there.
Thank you. That was done by Corella. Right.
I love a good action shot. That is a good that's the kind of kick that will knock you out, like that you watch in a UFC fight. That will hit, that's like a hit straight to the button on your chin. Great body proportions on the women.
Thank you.
So this is your regular cover here.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the regular cover. And we have a bunch of variant covers.
Yep. So you can get your nice cover or your naughty cover, which this one, you know, this is fine because it's not showing nip. So. So we have nice and naughty covers for everything. This is like a manga style kind of cover up here. Hold on. That's kind of very manga style here.
Yeah, that's what the colorist was going for. When she started the colors, she showed me some manga. She's like, "Do you mind if I go in this direction?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. Have fun."
I'm drawn to this cover so far. The most.
That is probably one of my favorite covers. It's like number 1 or 2.
It's cute and it's sexy at the same time, even without the nudity. It's like cute and sexy and fun. I love it. I love the little face here on the creature. All of the girls' faces are really good. And is this like a villain character here on the left-hand side?
Spoiler alert, the witch turns into that. That's what the witch turns into when the fight really gets started.
All right.
All of the artists like that design, so most of them put that on the cover.
Now this looks like a Bud Root inspired cover. Like, you ever seen Jungle Girl? Like
yes, I have.
Yes. So that's what this kind of reminds me of, Jungle Girl, in a way.
I can see that. This one's done by Joel Kodajar. He likes to add humor to his covers.
Okay.
So I was like, you can do whatever you want, just have fun. You interpret this.
And this is a gorgeous cover here too. Wow. They're
Thank
all
you. That one,
covers. You have so many different options for covers.
Thank you. This is done by Mannix Francisco, the artist of Seeing Red.
Okay.
And Chuck Obach, the colorist on Veteta.
Ah.
Mannix introduced me to Chuck, so I try to get Chuck to color all of his covers if possible.
And this one here too, for the naughty and nice variant, I just want to take a look. They did something a little bit different with the color scheme in the background. Like this one has the full moon behind it, I believe here.
Yeah.
So that's
That was
interesting. That's like
thank
that's
you.
an interesting concept actually. To basically keep the same cover but alter the background enough to add a little bit something different to it besides just,
Yeah.
the naughty stuff.
Chuck did that on his own. Chuck is brilliant with colors.
Yeah, he did.
This switch was a little bit faster. He's amazing. This one was done by Renan. I don't know his last name. Sorry. I don't know if I want to color it. I like it as is.
I like it black
I
and
think
white. I don't think you should color it. The line work is really good and the shading and
yeah.
everything. I
I
love
love this color.
I love a great so here's my thing, and I say it all the time. I love color. I love all different kind of art. But black and white art, there is something about it, just inks or just pencils for me, because I feel like it really showcases an artist's talent. Where color
I totally
sometimes
agree.
can cover up things, you know?
Yes.
So, I mean, this artist, whoever they are great. This is a phenomenal job here. I love
Thank
this. The shading in it's amazing. I like the line work. They have good detail in here. Their body, the all of the body proportions are really good on the women on all of the covers, and no matter what the style is.
Thank you. We
So,
try.
I mean, it's very good. And I love
This
this
is
cover
probably
too. These are all great.
thank you. This is probably one of my favorites as well. It ties with all she's covered. This is done by Hendry.
Yeah.
He's the artist on another title of ours called Titanium Blade. You can only read in Freaky Tales. Yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. You know what? This kind of I know this is gonna sound weird right now, but this kind of gives me like Power Rangers vibes for some reason. I don't know why. It just does. I know it's probably you never heard that with someone
No, I
looking
have
like
not.
but it kind of does. I grew up in the 90s and this is like, kind of like a Rita Repulsa here in the background kind of and how the Power Rangers would be posed. I
Now
swear
that
to
you
you.
mention it, I see it.
All right. Now you can't unsee it. So,
No, I cannot.
and then this one here says image coming soon.
Yeah, it's finished. I put in one of the updates. It's really amazing. And then this one right here is the Torness cover. Torness is the artist on Three Thorns.
Yeah.
So I had him do a variant cover since half of the crossover art as his characters. So I had him do a variant cover.
Yeah, great colors on this.
Thank you. He does all the art. He does the line art and the colors himself.
So that's actually awesome. You get to work with a lot of talented artists. This is beautiful too.
Thank you. Thank you. This one, I found this. It's really. I found him on Instagram. I was just browsing Instagram one day. I saw his profile. Asked him to do a cover, and that's what he decided to give me. I actually really enjoy it.
Digital painter, I want to say.
Yes, yeah,
Digital painting.
digital painter. Yeah.
And then we have another anime style piece here.
Yeah, that is Elmer Santos. He does all of his art. He does the color, the line art, and the colors. I wanted him to do like a Vogue magazine type of pose for them.
Yeah,
That's what he came up with.
that's what I was getting from it. That does convey that, like a Vogue magazine. They have cosmopolitan faces, though.
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying
know
that
exactly what
because
you mean.
Cosmo, they have the best makeup artists in the freaking world.
Yes,
Have the
I have noticed
magazine.
that their
So
makeup does stand out.
another black and white piece. I love black and white pieces.
this is Dodie. He was originally supposed to do the crossover,
Mm-hmm.
but he didn't have time. So he actually designed the witch and asked him to do a cover, even though he didn't have time to work on the book. Asked him to do a cover since he basically designed the main character, the main villain, for having to do a cover.
And then you have a bunch of T-shirts here for add-ons and
Yeah,
hoodies, which
yeah.
basically, I'm assuming all different of the cover arts and or what
Some of
logos
them
here? Yeah,
we have
logos and
images.
cover
Yeah,
art. That's awesome.
and
Let's take a look at the perks real quick before we get into seeing red. And then so you have a theme with it looks like every campaign here. So,
yeah,
I mean, for the most part, all of these, besides the artist's last names here, I'm assuming here, who was the last names
yeah.
are their
What's their
first
first?
name?
We
Sorry,
did the first name.
first names or
Their
last
first
name.
name.
I'm like, I can't keep up. Because you have a lot of stuff. There are a lot of choices with your campaigns. It's it's not overwhelming, but it's a lot. I was not expecting this much when I was going through this, as far as cover choices. So there is no way that someone can't find a cover that they like for the book.
Yes, that is our goal. So if you're not into the main, and all of our variant covers come with the main cover.
Okay.
So you don't have, if you want to say the variant for as a collector's item, you have the regular cover to read. So
So I love that you named everything after fantasy, like different elements of fantasy, because I'm big into fantasy. You know,
thank you.
so we have wizards here. This is an $85 perk. Get the
So
Seeing Red,
ba-
the book, the Freaky Tales, Seeing Red number 1, Night 1 through 4. What is Night 1 through 4?
Knight is a superhero series by
Okay.
Guido Martinez. He's the writer of the crossover. So we
Okay.
wanted to throw in his series, give everybody a chance to try out his normal stuff.
All
That's
right.
his creator-owned series. That's
Elves.
that's the only creator-owned series that I publish.
Oh, it's the only creator-owned series that you publish. Okay.
Yeah,
Why is that?
it gets
You knew I was
tricky.
going to ask.
Yeah, it gets really tricky with doing creator-owned stuff. People get upset if you're not giving their book the full attention. And so they get headache. I'm just like, I'd rather just do stuff that I own. There's no
Okay.
fighting about it. Nobody getting their feelings hurt. Just you're working on stuff that you don't own. We all understand that.
Yeah.
Everything's clean. I lost friends from this. They didn't like the way I run things. And so I rather instead of losing more friends, just keep it where I own everything. Makes it clean.
Yeah. No, nope. That makes sense. Everyone has a way that they choose to do business. You know, some people, they're able to have the business and the friendships. Some people are
Yeah,
able to have that. Other people, it doesn't work that way, especially with different personality types. Especially if you're in a group of friends where it's all alpha personality types, sometimes it doesn't work out that way. But you have to know
basically
your boundaries with people and know how you choose to do things and just respect the boundaries and figure out, hey, maybe it's not best that we work together. I'll support you, you support me, but we just can't work together. It is what it is. That's how adults
exactly.
handle things.
I wish it was that clean. Unfortunately, I don't talk to some of those people anymore. But yeah, it was basically they had a way of doing things. I had my way. They didn't agree. I told them like I
And
own the
then,
company. Yeah,
so yeah, I mean, and you know what? It is what it is. When you look at it, because you have all of your stuff to focus on, and then
exactly.
hopefully they're focusing on whatever it is that they choose to pursue.
And what
That's
happened was I ended up not focusing on my stuff. I wanted to like help it. I wanted to champion their stuff so much. I lost focus on my stuff and ended up losing artists. Yeah, so I just messed up all my. Like I had a book called Harpy, which was very popular. I paused Harpies to like put my creative team on another book in the Harpy's franchise. And when I did that, Kickstarter didn't allow me to do Harpy's #3. So the artist Vincenzo ended up Dynamite, and we have not finished Harpy since then.
Maybe you'll get back to it.
Hopefully, I keep trying to talk to him about it.
And then we had elves, goblins, wizards. I'm just brushing through things really quick because I want to get to the Seeing Red campaign. All right. I wanted to introduce this because I want to get you to talk about Seeing Red, because that is your campaign that is out right now.
Yeah.
And you've had 18 campaigns here on Indiegogo. I mean, and you are bringing Seeing Red over to Indiegogo.
Yes, we do Kickstarters really first.
Important. So
yeah, we do
why do you do Kickstarters first?
That's where I have my largest audience. I want to grow my Indiegogo audience, but my biggest audience is on Kickstarter, so we do the Kickstarter first to make sure the book's paid for. And after we make sure the book's paid for, we come to Indiegogo and just try to get the creators more money in their pockets. So people get bonuses based on performance.
I can't hate that. I can't hate on that. I don't think anyone should hate on that, because it looks like you're trying to make as much money as you can in order to pay people.
Yes.
And you want to give anyone that backs everything quality product.
Yeah.
So,
and art is not cheap.
No, it's not. It's not. Do you want to give someone basically, right, an idea of what you pay an artist to do work, just an idea, an average. You don't have to say what is the average amount of money an artist usually charges, or that you end up having to pay an artist for a project, just so people have an idea.
Okay, on average, I pay a penciler $100 a page.
Okay.
Colorists make on average $40 a page.
All right.
And letterers $10 a page. Writers get about $15 a page, but they get a bonus if we perform well, and they get royalties. Everyone gets royalties.
Everyone's getting royalties, so everyone's getting paid. And yes. I'm sure people are getting comp copies too. I'm assuming you're giving some people some comp copies. I would think, at least.
Yeah, we need to get better. We need to get better at that though for our international artists. But yeah, most of the people do get their comps.
Yeah, the international stuff is so hard, especially you're located in the States. I'm assuming here in the States,
yes.
Correct? So I know for us, the shipping right now is crazy. Because I work at UPS during the week, and international shipping, it's ridiculously expensive. I guess sometimes it's even more expensive at USPS. And then there's problems with international shipping as well, a lot of times,
Yeah. So the artists have been patient with that. I appreciate that. But that is something I need to improve on for the artists. They should have copies of their work.
Yes, I agree with you. All right, I'm sharing this Seeing Red here. I might have to wait a second. Oh, there we go. And let's take a look at this spreader. So this will be on Indiegogo next week, right?
Yes, this will be.
Oh, wait, is there sound in this one?
No, we don't do videos. We don't do videos at all. We wanted to have a signature style. So our style is we don't do videos. And since Seeing Red, Three Doors is an Indiegogo only project, we have it available as add-on on the Kickstarter as well.
Okay. So you're gonna have to kind of direct me through the Kickstarter process. I've backed very few, I'm not going to lie to you, okay? I backed very few things on Kickstarter just because the way that it's organized for me.
Okay.
So Indiegogo is easier for me to use.
Indiegogo has its first. I prefer Kickstarter because it's easier with shipping out when doing the digital rewards.
Okay.
Because with Kickstarter, I can just send one message to everyone. But Indiegogo, I have to message everybody individually. That takes time. So yeah, basically same layout. You just scroll down and you see the story, the preview pages.
All right, let's go take a look at Seeing Red here. So the story of Seeing Red here, which I got to take a little sneak peek at this, and it was good, guys. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
I felt it was very, like I said, I felt the main character could be compared to a female Conan, the barbarian, and I felt there was a lot of Norse mythology with inspiration for this. So,
Yes. Mannix, the artist, brought in the Norse mythology inspiration. The way this came about was Mannix, who works on another series called Babylon Working, he needed money because Babylon Working was taking time because of the colors. He needed money, and I was going through a breakup, and I needed to like write something to like let off some steam. So I was like, give me any character that you have. He had the design for Ella. Like, all right, I'll come back with a story in 2 days, and that's how we created this. So basically, King Red is about a girl named Ella, a orphan. She was raised by uh, a society of demon hunters called the Culling. The Culling has a rule where you can't kill humans. One day on a mission, Ella snaps, finds a bunch of raiders, and murders all of them. And when that happens, she's told she's no longer part of the Culling, and she has to die. But since Mazos raised her as his own child, he doesn't want to kill her. He has to fight her. Well, that's where issue one ends. Spoiler alert: issue one ends Mazos versus Ella. So yeah, it's basically a story of Ella dealing with her trauma of her family dying, her adopted family abandoning her, in this world of demons and raiders.
and that's to me like because like I said, I got a little sneak peek at it. It's very, like I said, some of the story, like it's very reminiscent of Conan in some ways. It's very unique. It's its own thing, completely its own thing. But certain things, I was like, I enjoyed it because it was almost like a female Conan in a way, just like a Norse Conan, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Uh,
that does make sense.
Very unique, but I think it had to deal with the familial death stuff, as a child.
Yeah, yeah. She basically not over her trauma, and she just has to deal with it before it eats at her and destroys her.
And that's actually very true to human nature. That's why there are many people that have PTSD that are receiving treatment for it, which is real.
Yeah,
It's real. And then we have some great art here.
thank you. Manus is amazing.
Yeah, he's cool. He's like some kind of battle mage or something. That's what I was taking from it. Like he's definitely like a hunter, but he makes me think of like a battle mage from like a D&D book or something.
Yeah, he's kind of like that. He has some kind of magic. The Culling has some magic, and they mainly just use weapons and go all out. Ella is not really part of the Culling because she's a woman and she's an outsider,
Mm-hmm.
so she just hangs out with Mazos because that's like her father. Since he raised her.
Yeah. It's like our father figure. And I mean, he's
Yeah,
pretty badass. So, I mean, I want to hang out with them too. I definitely would feel safe, you know, to
yeah.
an extent. I mean, I just want to comment here because you know what I really love? My favorite thing on this whole page. Can you guess?
Um, I don't know. Like, it's a brutal page, so I don't.
So I told you I really like action.
Yeah.
I really like this freaking sword, this blade to this person's throat. That is
Oh,
so
okay.
freaking cool. That is awesome. I love that. That is sick.
Thank you. We were trying to come up with the most gruesome action, and issue two gets even more gruesome.
And then this is going over Seeing Red and Three Thorns over here again,
Yeah.
which we took a look at. So let's talk more about just seeing red.
Okay.
All right. So you said you were working through your own issues when you created this book here.
Yeah.
Okay. So you must have killed a lot of your issues off, I feel like, due to the
Yes.
action in it.
I kind of did. Issue one is like, all right, I got out all my anger. Now where do I go? Where do I go? How do I tap into this again? But I managed to tap into it again, and it gets even darker and more gruesome.
And then let's see here. So you've already hit your goal for this.
Yes.
So this moves to Indiegogo in 6 days, I take it.
Yes.
Okay. So you get
And
388 backers. I mean, that must feel great. I
yes,
mean,
it does.
have you ever not hit a goal? Because it looks like with all the projects that I've seen so far, you've hit your goals. And you
I did
have
not hit it recently. It was
really?
for all ages. Yeah. My audience doesn't really like the all ages stuff.
Okay.
So I had an all ages comic called Armor One.
Okay.
We hit our goal. We hit it, but we barely hit it.
All
The
right.
goal was like 3,000. We barely hit it. So yeah, that one is just
I,
gotta pander to our audience, kind of
yeah, your
give the audience
audience
what they like.
kind of, they know what they like. They know what to expect from you guys as a company. It kind of looks like, it looks like they want more of the mature stuff. I mean, it doesn't mean you can't do an all ages book though.
Yeah,
You
we're still
know?
doing it. Just we gotta plan accordingly. Like we put out one adult book, and then we put out all ages book, and the adult book will cover the cost of the all ages book.
Yeah, so you're trying to hit all different aspects of comics. So
Yes,
you're more trying to, you're, I feel like you're what, more branching out into the all ages kind of stuff to get more material out there and give more
actually,
jobs to
I started
people, or did you start that way?
I started all ages.
Really?
I started with all ages. I wanted to do all ages stuff, and we weren't selling. And so I was just like, you know what? I see what sells on Kickstarter. I'm gonna go do that. I have it in me. I have ideas for it. I just didn't want to do it. So I was like, might as well just do it. And it worked out.
So your plan worked then.
Yeah. I like try to keep the all ages elements, story elements, like having a sidekick, a pet sidekick. I like
Yep.
that. A kid from the 90s. So I try to keep that in my adult material.
And that brings in the ladies too, like you said. We like a cute
Yeah.
little, we like the cuteness, you know. Not all of us, but some of us. I mean, I'm prone to the cute things. I mean, of course, I love stuff like this. But I like to see a cute little animal sidekick. So, and
I
then,
couldn't give a
so
little one. Yeah, fit the story. It's too dark.
these are great horses too, by the way. Horses are really hard to draw. I don't think people understand. Horses are really freaking hard to draw. I've asked a lot of artists, like, and horses are up there with like the top thing that people
Yes.
hate drawing for some reason. I never really realized until so many like artists told me. Oh, you have now basically Spencer just said in the, in the comment. Well, first let me go to Phoenix Animation's comic book. Comic book. I mean, comment about your comic here. Um, he's saying the art is really good. He likes the way the stone walls were drawn, and it's very true to life. And then Spencer just said, "Is he not making his book sexy enough?" I don't know. I'm gonna have to
Um,
have you go and look over at our campaign.
we have like really like graphic stuff. Like if you want really sexy graphic stuff, go to LaFay. LaFay issue number 2 starts off with pagan ritual sex orgy.
Okay, guys. So if you're looking for some sexy, fun magic time, check out LaFay. It is graphically sexual to fulfill your fantasies. That was a good
Seeing
save.
Red does have some nudity, but not really.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the graphic stuff, there's the LaFay for that. It fits the story because like magic and sex go together, and it fits.
Well, some would say sex is magic, correct? I mean,
Correct.
I've seen that as a meme. I feel like I've read that in a book too. In one of the I've read so many books, not in a comic book, but in an actual novel. I've read that someplace. I'm pretty sure. And plus, I probably have seen it on a T-shirt out here in Salem because we're the witch city.
Okay.
So I feel like
Okay.
I've definitely that's definitely a thing. Okay. So let's take a look at your website. All right. So I'm trying to think of what else. Like, you definitely. What would you be adding to the Indiegogo campaign? Or are you just moving it over to Indiegogo? Or is there going to be something different on Indiegogo for the Seeing Red campaign that isn't going to be on Kickstarter?
We usually just do the same stuff. We just move it
Okay.
over, copy paste.
Copy paste and
Yeah.
bring it all over. So it's, you know, I like what you're doing in the aspect that you're just trying to get as many books out as possible to all different audiences.
Yes. That is the goal.
So that works. Give me a second. I'm going to stop. So you guys can go to Kickstarter if you want to back this book now. Go on to the Kickstarter, back the project. If Kickstarter is not your thing, well, guess what? Marcel has a plan for you. You can back it on Indiegogo in 6 days. It will be on Indiegogo and you can back this project. All right. So we're going to take a look at your website now
Okay.
because you got a lot going on the website. I'm just trying to think. Let me just scroll real quick to make sure I don't pull up anything YouTube is going to. I don't think you have anything.
No nudity.
Okay.
Yeah, no nudity
Perfect.
on the store.
All right. I just wanted to make sure. So give me one second. Let me stop this cam so I can share
Okay.
the screen again. And we're going to share this screen here. Which I am impressed. I mean, how long have you been making like books for?
I launched the company officially 5 years ago.
5 years? How many books again?
Yeah.
Did I even ask you how
I
many books? I know
I
you.
I don't I lost count. It's a lot.
So how many
It is
books
a
on
lot.
average are you pumping out a year?
We pump out about 14 bucks a year.
14 books a year?
Yeah.
Hold on one second.
Yeah.
Before I even go to share my screen, I just, the look on my face here. Wait, you said 14 books a year. I
Yeah.
just,
Well, yeah. Yeah. Different issues of each series. Yeah. Total 14 a year. 14 issues.
holy that's impressive.
Thank
That
you.
is extremely impressive.
Thank you.
And I mean, you do campaigns for everything? No, I'm
We
assuming.
do campaigns. We do
Or,
campaigns for everything.
oh, for everything.
Yeah, everything gets a campaign. 'Cause I found out at first I didn't want to do crowdfunding. When I started the
Okay.
company, I wasn't really into crowdfunding. I thought it was e-begging. Not gonna lie.
What convinced you?
Then no one was buying my books, and I would
Okay.
see books that I think are my books that don't look as good as my books doing well on Kickstarter. So I was like, you know what? I should try this Kickstarter thing out. It's a way to actually get people to buy my books.
Hmm.
So I did it, and it worked.
And now you've been crowdfunding ever since. You've been hooked on it.
Yes. Yeah, I want to try to back away from it because it is stressful, but the direct market does not seem like a good place right now. And so I'm going to stick with crowdfunding for the
I
time
think
being.
crowdfunding right now, from my store experience, okay, I put 10 years into comic book shops and I'm going to be going back and, I work in them from time to time and I do shows. I think crowdfunding is for sure the way to go. I mean, I don't knock what anybody's doing. I just want to read good books and, but crowdfunding right now, it's doing very well. I'm just going to leave it at
Yeah,
that. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I mean, if you're hitting the majority of your campaigns and it was one, by the skin of your teeth, but you hit all of them,
yeah,
I mean, that's saying a lot. And you don't
yeah,
have to, I mean, you're doing the distribution and everything you said, correct? When you're doing the publishing
yeah.
stuff?
Yeah, I have a fulfillment company that I work with. They mail out all the rewards. I submit the book files to Indie Planet so they can do print on demand stuff. I keep some of the inventory for me to sell at shows and shops near my area.
Yeah. So you're putting some in your local shops as well, too. You're just
Yeah,
getting everywhere with comics.
yes,
So
trying to.
what was the first comic you read, by the way?
First comic I read was Evil Ernie.
Evil Ernie. Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I
dig
was
it.
like 2 years old. So yeah,
I,
Evil
I was not
Ernie.
expecting that for an answer, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I didn't read my first superhero book until Blackest Night #1.
Okay. The Green Lantern.
Superheroes were never really my thing, but
So
I
you're more of
heard
a
that
horror guy.
I heard Blackest Night is a horror book basically. So I was like, all right, I'll check this out. And it was a whole horror book, but it got me to read other books at DC. So it
Okay.
did its job.
That's what a good comic book will do.
Yeah.
And clearly, I want to say that's what your books are doing if you're pumping out 14 books a year and having ongoing series. Okay.
Yes.
The
Yeah, we're
occasional one
trying.
shot here and there.
Yeah.
All right, let's share the screen. Let's take a look at your website. And I'm guessing you got a lot of these books up here. So we're going to,
Yeah. It's not even completely updated. There's some stuff I still need to add.
that's okay. It's just giving people the idea of everything that you've worked on. I'm sure that there are people that have probably backed some of these books or seen some of these books and can't put the book to the creator, which that happens.
Yes.
That
Yes,
happens.
it
I
does.
mean, that even happens a lot at comic conventions. People are like, oh, wow. So that is the artist of this project here. Or, oh, that is the creator. Oh, wait, look, I own another thing that this person did. So it's good to connect everything, I feel like, because I think this industry is all about connections and, building the bonds with the people that are backing your projects or, they're supporting your work and also the treatment of the artists and the writers and, everything. It's a giant circle. It all feeds off of each other. Everything is connected.
Yeah.
All right. I believe I am sharing. All right. There we go. There's a little delay there on my side. So we have the speed of light here. What's the speed
Yeah,
of light?
that is a black and white anthology series. It has 7 serialized stories, 2 one-shot stories in every issue, 72
Oh,
pages total. It's black and white. If you like line art, we have a bunch of just line art.
you get a preview when you click on it.
And I don't
Oh
think
no,
it
but
gives you
you
a
know what?
preview.
It blows it up pretty big, I think. Oh no, not on my screen. It does, but it doesn't. Probably because I'm streaming right now. This is actually a pretty cool website here.
Thank you.
And you have things like, so you do sci-fi, you do horror, you do fantasy, you do superhero. eh, You're doing all
Yeah,
genres, basically.
we try to hit
This
every genre, yes.
this book here, which I read, I loved. I
Thank
highly
you.
I highly suggest everyone checks this out. In addition to the Seeing Red that we were talking about today, and that will be on Indiegogo next week and is on Kickstarter now. I loved this. That was phenomenal.
Thank you.
This is the LaFay here that you were talking about.
Yes, that is
So
actually our most popular series. The issue 1 has sold about 2,000 copies.
2,000 copies, you said?
Yeah, issue 1, yeah. Including all of our campaigns, our digital stores. Yeah, we sold about 2,000 copies of issue 1.
We have Against the World here. This looks like some kind of fantasy. I see elves. I believe these are elves.
They're space elves. It's a
Space
sci
elves.
fantasy.
Sci-fi
Yeah,
fantasy. I love it.
thank you. That's one of
Anything
my
else?
first comics. Yeah,
Elves rock. I'm all
thank
about
you.
elves.
That one's about a world that's dying. The only way to save it is for her to sacrifice her life. She don't want to sacrifice her life, so she goes on the run.
Hmm. Henceforth against the world. It's a good
Yes,
title for it.
thank you.
So then you have the Freaky Tales here.
Yes.
Dirty
Um,
Work at the Crossroads. Freaky Tales you went over a little bit, but you can elaborate
yeah.
more. We have time.
So Freaky Tales is an anthology series. You get three stories in there. You get the Three Thorns, you get Titanium Blade, and you get Mountain in the Sky. Titanium Blade is a meta story. Mountain in the Sky is like a fantasy story. Dirty Work at the Crossroads is a post-apocalyptic sci-fi comic by Joshua Metzger, Carlos Lido, and Luis Delgado.
That name sounds familiar to me.
He does a lot of work at IDW.
Okay, all right. I was like, I definitely know that name from something. I can't. That okay. That makes sense. IDW Publishing. All right,
He colors a lot of IDW stuff.
all right, all right. So that's why that is familiar to me. That name definitely rings some bells with me. So I probably actually have some stuff that he worked on.
I know he did a lot of Ghostbusters and some
Oh,
other
okay.
stuff.
So I probably do have some of the stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, that's a sci-fi comic, post-apocalyptic sci-fi comic. Issue 4 is being worked on right now.
And people can grab these on the website too.
Yes,
You know.
we actually have some free comics on the website. Like Buffet #1 is free. Harpy's #1 is free. The Light of Bass #1 is free. Yeah, we have a lot of free stuff as well for people to sample.
What is this here, Palm? This is your superhero book.
Yes, it's basically a superhero story about a girl named Brittany. She's like the daughter of Superman analog. He
Okay.
disappears, and so when he disappears, the company's stock plummets. They're about to sell the company. They sell the company. She loses her her, her fancy lifestyle, and so in order to prevent that from happening, she becomes a superhero
Oh.
and has a backup story called the Unit, which is a para military group that has to stop an alchemist that is on a rampage.
That's very interesting. And then this here looks
And
awesome.
thank you. Warbound is also part of the POM. Oh, man, my phone died. Ah,
It's all right. So I think Marcel got cut off from us for a second. Yes, Spencer, he cut out for a second. So this is Warbound here. I'm just going to go through this as best as I can until Marcel can reconnect or whatnot. I mean, technical errors happen. This is a thing. It's totally cool. I think he might have been streaming from his phone and his phone started dying, but that's okay. So I'm just going to continue on here. So this is Warbound. I don't know what this is about. This looks super cool though. I'm guessing this is some kind of if I was to guess, okay, I could be wrong. It's some kind of fantasy action piece here. We have the Harpy's origins here. So I'm just going to scroll through this real quick. And hopefully Marcel is able to reconnect with us. More of LaFay. This is what he was talking about with the cute animal characters, I feel here, what we see here. So So we have Against the World. This is the first issue. So we're just going down to number ones here. So this is what he said was this is his only creator-owned series here on his website, Night. That's issue 3. Let's see if we can find 1 down here. 2, Maari. I'm probably butchering that with my Massachusetts accent, but again, another cute animal here. So I'm hoping Marcel will be able to reconnect with us as I go through this stuff. Because he had a lot of knowledge, and he has a lot of roles within this company. I mean, he's a writer, editor, publisher. I mean, that is a lot of roles. But anyone in chat, if you have any questions or comments right now, please feel free while we figure out what's going on here. So we'll give it a couple minutes. Otherwise, it might have to end short. But I'll be back tomorrow with Don Chin. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. I had a great interview with Don Chin last week planned, and then I lost power. So I'm excited to have him come on tomorrow. He was so awesome about it. And that will be exciting as well. So I'm super excited to talk to Don Chin tomorrow, talk about parody comics, and talk a lot about Don's life and his experience. And he's worked on so many things. I think there are things that people aren't even familiar about. So that's what's going to go on in tomorrow's show. So let's see here. I'm going to send Marcel a message on Twitter. Let's see if he gets it real quick. And other than that, we might have to end a little short, guys. Things happen. Give me 1 second as I stop my camera to just shoot him a message on Twitter. Let's see if he'll be able to reconnect so we continue this. If not, I'll be back here tomorrow with Dawn. So, and definitely, check out Evolutionary Publishing here on Gumroad.com. Back as Kickstarter, back as Indiegogo next week when it's out. If you don't want to back Kickstarter, it's completely your choice. He's giving people plenty of options where to back his projects at. And then he has Vetita here that's in demand, which I read. It is phenomenal, guys. And Seeing Red is great. I had a little sneak peek. It is good. And then he has the Seeing Red crossover book as well. That's in demand on Indiegogo. I know more of our audience here likes to support and back at Indiegogo. But to each his own. We don't knock anybody. We are just here to read great books and support creators. That's what we are about here. So give me 1 second. Let me check this. So I think we might have to call it a night, everyone, just because I don't think he's able to reconnect. I think his phone died out completely. And so basically, guys, give Marcel a follow on Twitter. His handle is at Marcel_Dupree. Back his book on Kickstarter, or you can wait 6 days and back his projects on Indiegogo, or you can support his work on Evolutionary Publishing, his website, and you can catch up on a ton of his books. I mean, he said he's pumping out 14 books a year. That is really impressive, guys. So I will still see you all tomorrow, guys. Peace out, Dutkers.